I could pull a better podcast out of my head. Hey, kids, welcome to the Tempest Universe.
China.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
It's China to me, China.
Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside.
China.
This is the Tempest Universe, man. Hold on to your ass. You're in for a hell of a ride.
This is the Monday edition of the Tempest Universe, and welcome aboard. Welcome to this post-Edinburgh visit. For you guys who actually got the notification from the YouTube channel, I uploaded my shitty little video. It's not that long because, to be honest, they didn't want people really recording the presenters in Edinburgh. You could take pictures and stuff like that, but honestly, they didn't really make it easy anyway, because the way it was presented, it was really difficult to get a good video. As a matter of fact, Noe Torres actually posted recently that they were not able to get good video. You wonder why. The setup was just not right for video. And so apparently he took some video with his cell phone and he put it on YouTube. So look up the Edinburgh 2022 conference videos on YouTube. You'll find it. It'll be there, posted by Noe Torres. And, you know, it is what it is. You get what you get. I was kind of surprised, right? Because there was this whole, no, you can only record if you want B-rolls. Fuck, I didn't want no damn B-rolls. I could get B-rolls all the time. I could freaking record Bugs every day, you know, just doing his thing. That's a B-roll for me. I don't need to do B-rolls. I want to record people on stage presenting crazy stuff and people in the audience taking it all in. And you know, the good thing about this, because it was such a small crowd, that some people at least have the, as they say in South Texas, the cojones, in order to raise their hand and say, no, what are you talking about, dude? What about this? Thanks, Bugs. There he is in the background snorting. What about this? What about that? What do you make of this? Are you saying that? You know, and some of the audience challenges were not answered, right? Some of the presenters just went on with their own shit. Like, they didn't give zero fucks about what the audience was saying, you know. But they're getting paid, right? So it doesn't matter to them. That is what we went through. And you know, I feel like it would have been better if we were able to record all of that, but we were not. You know, some people snuck some video, whatever, but the lighting, the setting, it just was not right. So my shitty little YouTube video recorded in 4K was all about just basically just traveling down there, taking part of the experience with Dre and Ronnie Dawson, the one and only, which I'm telling you, we still talk about the Ronnie Dawson experience. Even today we were talking about that, me and the missus, about Ronnie Dawson, how animated he is, and how much, listen, the one thing about Ronnie Dawson is that right from the beginning, you cannot convince him that what he experienced was not true. Hell, even today, when you're talking about 17, you cannot convince him that shit did not really happen. And that's what really attracts me to his story. Right from the beginning, even before we knew about the 17. So there you go. So, so I will always be a tried and true Ronnie Dawson fan until some alien comes out and says, no, we didn't retrofit him with 17. That's all I'm saying. One thing I haven't done in a while is talk about the top 25 countries that listen to the Tempest Universe. This is important, right? Because, you know, at the time that we switched over from UFO Buster Radio to the Tempest Universe, I'm telling you, for like almost 8 or 9 months, the UFO Buster Radio was still outpacing the Tempest universe in so many ways. And it was like scary. It's like, what do I do? Like, I set up this whole thing, myself and Big O initially, to be something magnificent. And it really turned out to be, because we were in competition with a lot of the big names in UFO podcasting. Thankfully enough, today we're in that place again with the Tempest universe. But in order to beat out some of those names, we need your assistance. Share it, like it, tell your friend about it, tell your mama, your dada, your cat, your goldfish, your sacred cow. Tell them about the Tempest universe. So the top 25 countries that listen to the Tempest universe, coming from the bottom. Now, I say coming from the bottom, but there are countries where they only give you the top 25. So place number 26 is a bunch of other countries all together. They don't tell you what they are because they're cheap as hell, even though they charge you a whole lot of money to get this data. But at the bottom, Kenya, China. It must be the intro. China really is down there at spot number 24. How did I penetrate China, the communist country who is keeping everything secret? I don't know. Philippines, Thailand, Italy, Lithuania, South Africa, Poland. You guys in Poland, thank you. Thank you for taking in all those Ukrainians that are going through hell right now. Hey, let me just mention this. Russia has dropped off the list. I actually had listens in Russia for some time, and they're gone because they will get their ass thrown in jail. Colombia, Zambia, Costa Rica, Brazil, Mexico, Netherlands, France, Spain, Germany, Ireland, New Zealand, Sweden. This is one country that's come up a lot in the top 25. I would love to go to Sweden. I'm not even lying. I would love to go to Sweden and the Netherlands, Germany, Spain. Yeah, I ride my motorcycle through there. Or I'll rent one. I don't care. India, Canada, United Kingdom, the UK, because who doesn't love the UK? Australia. That is really one of the places that I need to go to. I would love to ride the tubes in the UK and then take off on my motorcycle and ride all the way to damn Ireland. And in Australia, I would love to find some koalas and teach them a lesson about spreading STDs. And the United States, of course, at number one. Listen, I thank every single country that's out there, all you guys that are listening. But 2022 has got to be the year where we overtake all these other podcasts. Because you guys already know. Stop screwing around. They will play you the same old shit. Oh, Roswell, we have a new discovery this week. It turns out that there was an autopsy, and I just wrote about it, and I threw my 2 cents in it, because that's what I'm here to talk about. Nobody wants to hear that shit. This is why I ended up doing my own podcast, because I got tired of it. I don't want to hear about how you reinvented the Roswell situation, how you all of a sudden decided that the situation down, in some other damn country, in some other damn city, how you got a different perspective on it. Nobody gives no fucks about it. If it's a legacy incident, let it be that way. Move on to the shit that's happening now. If you don't have the nads to tackle what's happening now, then what are you doing? Why are we wasting our time with you? This is the bone that I have to pick with a lot of these other podcasts. Leave the shit alone. How many times are you going to rewrite history about Roswell? No one gives any fucks about it. And if anybody's listening to you, it's because they spend most of their time in the shit or at work. They've got nothing better to do. So they listen to you. Stop it. Stop it. The people in France, Spain, Germany, Ireland, they need some new shit. Not the regurgitated Roswell nonsense. We can't do it anymore. It's got to come to an end some way or another. Anyway, thank you guys for listening in those countries. And please, take your time to share this with other people. I guarantee you, in this day and age, a lot of people are in the closet. They see all the news reports. They kind of glimpse at, 1,500 pages. Oh, they look through it. And then they think, oh, that's cool. But then they don't come out their shell. Because they're afraid. Because you have not talked to them about it. You have not taken the time to spread the word. And it doesn't have to be about the damn podcast, for real. The podcast is about getting the blue-collar person to talk about this topic. Don't even mention the podcast. Mention the fact that in the United States, 1,500 pages of real serious UFO news was released to the UK Sun. I want you to just start right there. Start there, because that is pivotal. And we have an article talking about this. That is pivotal to the entire planet, because something is amiss. And somehow, listen, I know the shit in Ukraine is serious. I know what Russia is doing is really critical to peace on our planet. But for fuck's sake, the fact that there's a government on our planet that is searching, admittedly, at this point, because it wasn't admittedly before, admittedly at this point is searching for the truth, all the while lying to the public and now coming out clean. That's news. That's beyond what's happening in these issues internationally, because this is more than Russia versus Ukraine. Well, for fuck's sake, it's Russia versus the world. It's more than that. It really is. But unfortunately, people don't see that. They see high gas prices. They see Will Smith smacking the shit out of Chris Rock. But they don't see that all of that is trivial if, at the end of the day, we figure out that the issues we have in our space here over the United States that's being challenged all the damn time turns out to be more than just adversarial UAPs. That's what we need to get out there. And listen, human crisis, human pain, human loss is really important. I'm not trying to deny any of that. The shit that's happening in Ukraine is horrific. It's so bad, I have to watch it all the time. You know what they say about a car wreck? I have to watch it all the time because I want to know that the folks in Ukraine finally get a win. Because this attack on them is horrific. But on the backside of that, besides mounting gas prices, which have started to come down, there is the idea that we are being visited by beings from 4.2 far, whether it be intermittently, once in a while, every 2 to 3 years. It feels that the data is pointing at that this is a real situation. That's what we got to focus on the other side of things. Give the Ukrainians all the weapons they can fucking use. But don't lose sight of the fact that there's some real information being leaked right now that's being ignored. And for all you folks who totally believe in the fact that we're having it right now. This is the leak. This is the moment. This really is a point of disclosure, not the way that the government wants it, but this is a point of disclosure that's happening right now, thanks to the small little rubber dicker in the closet, 15 levels under the ground level, who's sitting in a broom closet, who decided, I'm not going to redact all of this. I'm going to fight for my freedom. And gave 1,500 pages of the ATIP situation to the UK Sun. That really is what blows things out of the water, but I still can't find those documents. I see all the articles and people who have written about it, but if those are true, if those are really to the core of what the ATIP situation found, then guess what? That is the news of the millennia right there. But for some reason, no one's listening to it. And I wonder why. For those of you who don't give a damn about all these reports being ignored, this track is for you. And then we'll get into the business of what we got to talk about, because there's a lot of it. There's a couple of stories that touch upon these 1,500 pages plus that was released by the FOIA request from the DIA to the UK Sun. It is pivotal. It really is. But if you don't give a F, neither do we.
We don't give a fuck, give a fuck, give a fuck,
Listen, the first article today is something we talked about a long time ago about this group out of Florida who's going to have really gigantic hot air balloons shooting up into almost space. Not really close. Not close at all. The spaceship Neptune. This is going to be a luxurious ride for you. And, when we talked about this, I think it's almost 2 years ago, is that these cabins, not only are they going to be, oh my God, I just swallowed a bunch of a bug's fart right now. I can't. I need to take a pause. What the hell, Bugs? What is wrong with you? Oh, jeez. By the way, he's in that video that I shot about Edinburgh, and you have no idea. Like, these videos on the GoPro should be at like 4D or 7D because it's horrible. Anyway, so Starship Neptune, it's going to have really luxurious cabins, 360-degree view while you're up there in the middle of nowhere, but not space. You got to keep that in mind. You will not be in space. You will fly probably a lot higher than any commercial airline. Your ass will not be in space for the price. Let's be honest. One of the things that they say about as being a benefit is the fact that, you know, unlike rocket powered flight, you're not going to have to shake, rattle, and roll and get the back of your mind to thinking that you're going to blow the hell up as you try to get out of or away from the gravity that's being pulling you down from our own damn planet. No training is going to be required. You literally do not have to go into some kind of torture chamber to find out if your ass is going to pass out from the G's, because there are no G's. You're going to float away into space and hopefully get your money's worth, to be honest. Now, they have to postpone their initial offer, which was, I think it was 2023. No, it's going to be 2024, and it's going to cost you about 6 figures. You're going to see a lot of rich people, maybe some stars, musicians, popular people who are going to shell out this 6-figure price in order to go into not space. That's the sad part about it. Listen, space at this point, you know, when we get through this whole commercialization of space, you know, at one point it's got to be available to everyone. But that's not going to happen. It's all those damn movies you've been watching, right? Where space is only for the rich people, and you're going to sit down on the planet, you're going to die because the oxygen is going bad, and you have nuclear holocaust, and you're 4.25 fucked because you're not the right class. This is what they're shaping up to. But if you've got 6 figures saved in your 401k, your retirement plan, guess what? Take it out. Put your money on this. By 2024, they're saying they're going to be ready to shoot this big-ass balloon into not space. You're looking at about 20 miles high, about 1% of the atmosphere. These guys are out of Kennedy Space Center in Florida, and they have recently revealed an illustration of what the interior cabin is going to look like. It's amazing. I'm not going to lie. It's amazing. Is it worth 6 figures? You should get a little bit more. Here's basically what you're going to get. The balloon itself is about 700 feet tall. Basically. It's going to basically be the size of an entire football field in order to get you up into not space. I keep saying that because that's important. So some of the selling aspects of this is a circular cabin, 360-degree windows. It will seat 8 passengers and the pilot. Dark purple tones and lighting because no one really cares besides Barney. There will be a drinks and refreshment bar. You want to get drunk for this. I guarantee you. Hell, I'm drunk for this episode. You have Wi-Fi, like it really matters. And there will be accommodations for scientific instruments supporting research projects like nobody cares. Like really, if I'm spending $125,000, I don't care what scientist is on board trying to figure out what's going on, what kind of microcellular decapitation happens when you're in almost not space. Right now, there's probably, on the first year that it actually launches, there's about 25 planned flights, 600 tickets, which are sold out at the $125,000 US dollar range. Is this really worth going up? I don't even know. We don't even know where everything else is going to end up, to be honest. But, to end up at the Almost Space Club, if you know what I mean, wink, wink, $125,000 when you're 85 is probably not that bad. Shit. I mean, you're taking this out of your savings, so you lose about a year's or two worth of income in order to get into space and celebrate the fact that you're not even there. This is not going to cross the coveted Kármán line, which tells you that you are in low orbit space. It's not. For $125,000, you can forget about it. But, going up and coming down is so damn slow because it's a balloon that you might just enjoy it. This might be where you want to go to spend maybe, the last few years of your life. This is what you're saving up for. You're looking at about 20 miles high into not space. To be able to see 360 degrees, even if you're not in space, I guarantee you that 125,000 for some of you may be the best well-spent funds that you can imagine ever spending the money on. But for humans, for people, blue-collar folks, we need a better bargain, for the fuck's sakes. We need a little bit less. Can you give it to us for like 70,000, maybe 50? Eventually, I think it'll reach that price, right? And by the time it reaches that price, Elon Musk is going to be on Neptune, trying to figure out if Pluto is a real planet. All I'm saying is, if you have the money to spend right before you kick the bucket, because you're like in your 60s, going in your 70s or 70s plus, this might be where you spend your money to go into deep space. It's not going to be with any of the commercial enterprises right now, because they all got challenges. SpaceX has challenges. Everybody else does. A balloon may be a safe way to go. Now, one of the things I talk about is the shape of the balloon, actually the carriage that you're going to be in, the bucket, is that it's cone-shaped at the bottom. So to help with the landing, in case you didn't know, you will be landing in the ocean and coming from not space. The shape of this, your luxurious suite, apparently is supposed to help in the landing. I don't know. We need to see this in real action to find out if you're going to end up with a jacked up neck and suing people for 10 times what your ticket price was, or if you're going to love it. Love every moment of it and remember it until the day you croak. I'm just saying, this shit has to be a bit more affordable. There's more in the link about what you get when you go on with Spaceship Neptune out of Florida. And remember, these are the guys who are planning to have places that are going to be available from other countries, following kind of like the 7 wonders of the world, the Great Wall of China, the pyramids and stuff like that. So they've fallen behind already. We'll see what they get together, whether it is worth your money or not. Only time will tell, to be honest. So we'll figure that out eventually. But check out the link in the description. The description. And then we'll see what happens. Check this out.
You are the only one, only one, only one, only one. You are the only one, 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 only one.
guided by go. You know the thing.
Oh, righty then.
Let's just talk about the 1,500 documents, 1,574 to be exact, that was released to the UK Sun from the DIA, and I still can't find the damn documents. Literally, I think today I'm going to write an email in protest, not only to the DIA, but also the UK Sun. Stop being bitches about it. We want to see it. It turns out that Louis Elizondo recently was on Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is all about UFOs. I'm not even going to lie. He's probably the only one that's openly like UFO. You can extrapolate whatever you want there. But he literally gives no fucks about it. He's got like a special coming on regarding UFOs and all the stuff that's come out recently. And, you know, Tucker Carlson is on top of it. Louis Elizondo was on there recently because of the 1,500 pages that was released in that FOIA request. Here's a quote from Lou. I think it's fair to say at this point that this is probably not some sort of adversarial technology we're dealing with. That's what the fuck he said. Louis Elizondo last year, if you recall, you can rewind the podcast in previous episodes, I said that he was on many of the interviews that he was on, because he went crazy doing interviews after the UAP report. He looked like a cat that was holding the canary in his mouth before swallowing it. He wanted to let it go. He wanted to tell people stuff. And slowly, every interview, he lets out a bit more stuff. He lets out a bit more news. But what happened? The UK Sun got ahead of him and got the information about what the ATIP program actually saw. And so now he's having to answer some of that. This is what the problem is. Here's another thing that he talked about when connected to folks having injuries from having these encounters with the UFOs that they investigated as part of ATIP. He says, if I'm in the cockpit or in the aircraft, there's no real threat. But if I stand behind the engine, when the engine is firing up, chances are I'm going to get burnt. I'm going to lose my hearing. There are medical consequences, he said. The question is it deliberate? Is it a product of technology, or is it a product of something else? And we think right now, and again, let me preface preliminarily speaking, it's probably just a consequence of advanced technology. He says basically we're not dealing with something that some lights grandma might have seen in the backyard. It's not pseudoscience. It was part of the program. I ran the program for a better part of 8 years on this topic, and it is absolutely real. I don't think there's anyone on this planet that's more pissed off about the 1,500 plus documents versus, speaking about this shit randomly, afraid because you're going to lose your top secret clearance, than Louis Elizondo. He literally could have blown the shit the fuck out the water when he had the chance to, and he didn't. This is a Monday night episode. After a shitty Monday, this is what you do. You come and call people out. All these folks have had Louis Elizondo on their podcast, talking shit, holding his stuff back like he literally took a pill to create some diarrhea and he put a butt plug in. And he's like bursting at the seams. But you can see that. You can see that in every interview he did. Every time he let a little bit out. But this DIA release kind of messed things up for him, right? He could have been the one to disclose all these things. Tell us about ATIP. Tell us what they did. Tell us who did what. How much did Deuce Bigelow, the Space Gigolo, contribute to the topic. How much did Bigelow Aerospace, how much did they have involved with all these UFOs? How much did Senator Reid, how much was he involved? How much did he know? Because, in his 1,500 pages, apparently Senator Reid didn't really want people to know that this was going on, that there was private enterprise involved. But now, he's got to catch up. There's a little bit of damage control here. Because if you are the guy who was running this for a little bit over 8 years, why the fuck didn't you tell us about this? I mean, you quit. You quit. You literally told the government, fuck you. I'm going with 2 to Stars Academy, and then you quit that too. Why is it that we have to hear about the truth, aka possibly, I don't know, from the UK Sun and their FOIA requests? This is the thing, man. If Lou Elizondo, when he had the opportunity, if he would have released and really talked about what the hell ATIP was about, we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be second guessing everything. We'd have all the info. And the fact that right now he's literally saying that at this point, this is not adversarial technology. But you knew that, Lou. You knew that when you were running ATIP. But in all these years, you did not come out and say it. Like I said before, you look at the shitty campaign that's going on in Ukraine from Russia, we could rule them the fuck out. It makes no sense. It makes no sense that, if I had secret technology that could advance my agenda, and really, if I was a communist country that is against the entire planet, basically, against 90% of the planet, I will bring out my damn technology. If I had a Tic Tac that could take out a whole damn country or town, or 1 or 2 towns, guess what? This is the time when you roll that baby out and you do what you got to do. But what we've seen from Russia is shit for brains. Literally. The Ukrainians, who have very little defense, using freaking Russian military systems, because they were part of Russia at one point, and they are dancing around their troops. That's not a country or a government that has secret technology that's like the Tic Tac or any other UFO that's been recognized by the government of the United States in its reporting. It's not. The only one who hasn't been involved in all this madness is China. They're keeping their stuff secret. They're holding back. What do they know? Nobody knows. I mean, it could be China, right? Out of all the countries in the world, all the nations on our planet, right now, we can cross out Russia altogether. Maybe it's China. But according to Lou, you can pretty much say that it's not adversarial technology. For fuck's sake, Lou, why didn't you say that back last year in June? Why didn't you just go with the flow? It makes no sense to me. And I feel, again, that Lou is that cat with a canary in his mouth, and he knows a whole lot more, but he's basically waiting for everyone else to break, to release information, so that way he could just confirm it and move on and say that he wasn't the one who broke any rules, who broke any documents that he might have signed that keeps him from releasing information. But we can't have that. We can't have that anymore. We need to get it all out. There's more in the article if you wish to read it. It's linked in the description. And you tell me. You tell me if Lou is in the right. Because from my scorecard, he been quit the United States government. He been quit his position at ATIP. Just let it all go, Lou. Just let it all go.
Work hard, get dough. I can't get no
no sleep, please make my life more simple. Miles inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I have. I go hard, do what I need to make it last. They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad. Cheers to my past, I'm doing great now, just in case they ask. In the booth and I lay it down, I might take a nap. And they thought I was playing around, I was up like my tax. Living fast, over limit on the freeway, hope no cops pass. Had to dip off for a minute, yeah that's my bad. But I can't stay for too long, I gotta go. I grab my bag and hit the dash, yeah adios. I drop the clutch and slam the gas, and it's vamonos. If you're not first and you're in last, Ricky Bobby quote, you gotta know. Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. Miles inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I have. I go hard, do what I need to make it last. They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad. They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad. Simple. Miles inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I have. I go hard, do what I need to make it last. They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad. They say the good die young, I hope I'm
Don't fucking scream at me.
Where's
you
the money?
Dumb fuck you. Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat and
There's an article right now that's asking why isn't the latest UFO news getting more press than Will Smith? That's a good question. I've been asking that for well over a week right now. This is nuts. It's just crazy. So this article that's linked in the description, the author is saying, we've got war in the Ukraine. That's bigger news than the Kardashians, than Kid Rock, than Baddie, more news than Will Smith smacking the shit out of Chris Rock. It also says we've got inflation and recession looming. This is still bigger news. It says we've got massive lockdowns in China, thanks to the Wuhan flu, which they say it wasn't from them, because of a new COVID variant spreading through Europe and Asia. And still, our recent UFO news, it's even larger and bigger than that is. Why is it that news about physical effects after coming into close contact with UFO situations and illnesses related to those encounters is still not bigger news than Will Smith? Why is that? Why is it that the fact that the government and the Pentagon and the United States admitting that they've been researching this and that they have all this data, that they need to figure out what the hell to do with it, why is it that that's not bigger news than Will Smith and Jada Pinkett laughing at Chris Rock being slapped? I don't understand. Why is it that the idea that China and Russia are being painted as having advanced technology beyond what the United States have, why isn't that big news? Why is it that we're just going to kind of bypass that and just watch this one dude slap the fuck out of this other little dude. These are the problems that we have in our society in the United States. This is where it's coming from. Okay, that's a problem. Why is it that many people right now, after the abysmal show of power by Russia, are thinking that these UAPs, these UFOs that have been plaguing the United States military, why are people now starting to think this might be the private sector? That these might be crafts that were designed by the private sector that were being tested against military personnel. And they were able to dance circles around them. Why is that the new theory? Why doesn't that bother people that that's an actual theory? That's nuts. That the private sector would be able to do that and the military not know a damn thing about it. Things have changed, right, from the 1940s and 50s, haven't they? But the other option is the fact that this could be extraterrestrial or interdimensional origin that we know nothing about. I mean, just tune in to the Skinwalker Ranch series. Not one of those rubber dickers know what the hell is going on. How many years now? How many series years? This series, the previous series? Now applying science and nothing? They have no idea. Maybe, as this author says, maybe the issue is not that there's enough data there to acknowledge. Maybe it is the fear. Maybe it's the issue of thinking about 4.24 situations coming here, other entities, doing what the hell they want and leaving. Maybe it is the fear that is keeping people from acknowledging that this really is a potential factor. That the idea that possibly all these sightings, all these UAPs, UFOs, unidentified systems, whatever you want to call them, maybe is an innate fear of the unknown or of a power greater than you that's keeping humanity from acknowledging it. Maybe that's why those 1,500 plus pages don't give two fucks. Maybe that's why the UAP report from the United States, which was written in crayon and braille from fifth graders, maybe that's why it doesn't mean anything. Maybe it is why folks like Ronnie Dawson and their experience in every other abduction case out there over, we could probably say over several hundred years, means nothing. Because they're afraid. They're afraid to acknowledge the truth. Maybe that's why. That's why the entire public ignores it. They'd rather see Chris Rock get the damn taste slapped out of his mouth than acknowledging that eventually, not only would he get the taste slapped out of his mouth, but he'll also get probed and maybe made a clone. He'll become a star child. Can you imagine Chris Rock being a star child somewhere? Telling jokes? And then some other Will Smith alien is going to come and slap the fuck out of him with a 17-inch long penis. That's the reality we're dealing with. Many people, you go back 10 years ago and people were talking about, government disclosure. That's what is coming. Disclosure. For fuck's sake, how many more documents do you need that FOIA guy that's 10 floors under the freaking street level in a broom closet? How many times does he have to lightly redact documents for you to realize this is a real situation? How long? The thing is, it is up to us. The folks that believe that there's something else going on here beyond the nonsense that's being reported, the folks like us who can put 2 and 2 together and not come up with 18 or 17. We're the ones who have to come forward and say, hey, pay attention to this. We need to get rid of the stigma. Just throw it all away. You literally, unlike any other time in this topic, right now, the documents that mean something are available. Well, unless the UK Sun releases them, I don't know. I'm going to continue to figure out what the hell's going on. I might just write him a nastygram and just sign it Dre as Guardian. But they've got to release it. It's our damn information. The information for the planet. Everyone should have access to it, not just the UK Sun. Go print some more freaking Bigfoot stories about probing random farmers. Give us the UFO stuff. That's what we want. Stop screwing around. But I wholeheartedly believe, just like this writer who wrote this article, this linked in the description, people are not ready to acknowledge this. That's why they'd rather see Will Smith smack the shit out of Chris Rock. Jada Pinkett Smith sitting down and laughing at Will Smith doing it. Because it's fucking outrageous. It's unbelievable that anyone would do that at the Oscars. So who needs fucking UFOs? Who needs solid evidence of UFOs when you can see that shit? Yeah, that's the problem we're dealing with right now. One more article. Check out this one in the description because it makes total sense. We're avoiding the truth because everything else is easier, no matter how outlandish it was.
Didn't mean those things, I'm sorry. Doesn't matter anyway. We've been here one time too many. Wonder what will happen next. We both know that this ship's going down. Let's get off and leave before we drown. There's nothing left for us to say, 'cause we're see-through. There's nothing left for us to say, 'cause we're see-through. 'Cause we're see-through. We promised that nothing would break us, that we'd always find a way. When all was said and dust had settled, something didn't feel the same. We both know that this ship's going down. Let's get off and leave before we drown. There's nothing left for us to say, 'cause we're see-through. Let's save ourselves the courtesies, 'cause we're see-through. We both know how this thing goes. Should I leave or should you? There's nothing left for us to say, 'cause we're see-through. See-through. 'Cause we are see-through. We are see-through.
Why so serious?
Sorry about that. I had to play an extra song because I had to go tinkle. That's the truth. You don't hear that any other podcast, like, Podcast UFO or any of those guys. They're not going to say, I got to go take a piss. So I'll play another song, which I didn't say that, but now you know. NASA to roll Artemis 1 moon rocket off to the launch pad early next week. No fucks are given. I'm starting to build this whole picture of what's happening with SpaceX and the phallus. Because, if you look at this Artemis 1 moon rocket, it looks like shit. It looks like they took this from the Russians from like about 40 years ago and said, let's redo the whole Russian thing. Now, the SLS, according to the NASA built one, it's supposed to be one of the most powerful rockets ever. I don't give a shit. I don't. NASA had its time. And now I feel like not only is NASA and RGV, the Rio Grande Valley, ganging up on top of, Elon and SpaceX, and let's not leave out the main man, right? The man from Amazon, all Baldy himself, the Ninja Turtle. I think they're all part of this conspiracy of keeping SpaceX from launching the gigantic phallus. Why? Because it looks like a phallus? Come on. Really? Just let the guy go. So it turns out that there were some issues the last time that NASA's SLS went out. They had technical issues. Oh, really? But wait, you guys and the federal government, every time that SpaceX has technical issues, they jump on them. They romp on that ding-dong. Just to cause them some more delays, to be honest. Then you get the FAA, the environmental folks come out, in hordes. ready with, pitchforks and torches, trying to burn down the Boca Chica site. But, if you're in NASA, you're okay. Your SLO system is the way to go. No. You fuckstars in NASA, you gave up on space flight. After the space shuttle, you just said, fuck it, let's pay the Russians. This is probably why the Russians got so much damn money to go around attacking small countries. Because NASA paid them a shitload of money in order to get freaking astronauts over to the space station. So again, full circle, the United States is to blame for Russia having enough money to, pick on Ukraine. This is what happened. I think it was like 9 years. 9 damn years that NASA paid Russia a shitload of money in order to get the Roscosmos folks to add, your little Americans to ride on their phalluses, which I'm going to be honest. They ain't no damn astronaut that should give a shit about whether or not a SpaceX rocket is going to blow up. Because for fuck's sake, have you seen the shit that comes out of Russia? Have you seen all their attempts? It's scary. Completely scary. But still, they were being paid millions of dollars every damn flight for over 9 years to fly Americans to the space station. Couple of things is, no one really gives a fuck. No one is trying to take care of the damn space station anymore. They're done with it. They really want to find a way to get rid of it. If not, let the bitch burn. They literally, that's the way they're thinking in their heads. They won't tell you that, but that's what they're thinking. Let the bitch crash somewhere outside of New Zealand, because that is the place where a lot of these rockets or low Earth orbit crafts go to die. If I was in New Zealand, I'd freaking be really pissed off about that. Or we can go back to Russia, because no one is really giving SpaceX the support they need. And, that's me talking on what's being reported. Behind the scenes, I'm sure, like a lot of the folks here in Texas are lobbying for SpaceX to be here and stay here in Texas. But there's got to be a middle ground here. Do we really want to see the NASA's SLS system, the Space Launch System, to be the one to head to the moon? Or do we want to see a full-ass silver phallus penetrate the moon to show that we're back? Mankind is back in the space race. And we're going to penetrate the moon, we're going to penetrate Mars, and we're going to keep on penetrating until some alien force blows us the fuck out of the universe. There you go. Now, because of the technical issues, they happened on April the 8th, we are not going to be seeing any actual action out of SLS. And I think, I thought there was a date in here about when they come back. It says Friday, April 16th, but that already passed. I don't know what the hell happened with that. They were trying to complete what they call their wet dress rehearsal. So I don't know. I honestly wasn't even in town to figure that shit out. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with SLS. And my conspiracy is that everyone is against SpaceX, basically, because even SpaceX going into the one launch pads at Kennedy Space Center is getting a lot of flack from environmental people, and they're just catching shit everywhere they go. So Elon, please buy Twitter, then bankrupt Facebook, and then we can get somewhere in this topic, because, geez Louise, I'm ready to get the hell out of Facebook myself. It's just ridiculous. And thank you guys for listening, especially in all those countries that I mentioned, and even the countries that I didn't mention. You're up there somewhere. I just got to be, a bit more selective in the range of dates. But I appreciate every single one of you, especially the guys who went on YouTube and are subscribed, because you guys are the ones who made my little shitty Edinburgh UFO video what it is today. And I appreciate that so much that I'm thinking of starting a travel channel outside of the UFO topic. That's coming soon, thanks to Hero 10 and the people that care. You guys have a great evening. I'll check you out on Wednesday. Maybe we'll have more better news, maybe something more happy-go-lucky. But until then, you know that I don't.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You're mad at me for not giving you comfort. You say that I'm away so much and now you don't feel the way you felt when we were younger. But that's okay for me, 'cause I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 I don't give a damn.
Way to go, a-hole!
Today is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to redefine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will feel free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes